That should be good for the thumbnail. What's up YouTube, welcome back to Jackal Gold Games, and in this video I'm going to be doing a first impressions for Dynasty Warriors Origins on the PS5, which is the latest Dynasty Warriors game in the series, except for when of course 3 Remaster comes out. So I finally got around to playing this for at least, I want to say about 2 days, I think. Recent game I got. I'm going to tell you what I think of it, my first impressions. So far, I've beaten the first chapter. I'm on chapter 2. I just did some stage with Dong Zhuo. This game is great. I am liking this game. Dynasty Warriors Origins is pretty cool. It does something different with the series. You don't play, technically you kind of can play as some of the characters with the companion system, but for the most part, you're not playing as the cast of the Dynasty Warriors characters that we usually do in the games. It's something different with the series. You're playing as a silent protagonist. It's more RPG-like in terms of the level up. There's even a rage mode, kind of like God of War 2018, and just games in general have rage mode. They do a lot of different things with this, and I can appreciate them doing something different because, I mean, a lot of times, I like certain formulas of games, but sometimes you got to change it up. You can't keep feeding people the same kind of food over and over again. You get sick, people get sick of it, and I'm sure maybe the developers get bored of it. So let's talk about this game so far. So far, I'm enjoying this. It's a fun game. I like what they're doing, Gameplay-wise, it's a really good game. I enjoy the hack and slash gameplay. You have your hack and slash Dynasty Warriors gameplay that but some new stuff added. You're playing as one character. It's a silent character. You can name him. You can't customize him that much, which is kind of weird because it's kind of, he's treated as like it's supposed to be you, because it's kind of like a Fallout or Elder Scrolls a little bit, where you have like dialogue you interact with, but you can't really customize him that much, which is kind of weird, to be honest. It's the only thing that's kind of strange, but I do like the design of him and the outfit. He's like a guard. It's supposed to be like a guardian of peace, and he forgot his memory and stuff, and he's going through the 3 Kingdoms storyline. Now, gameplay-wise, it's solid. I enjoy the gameplay. It's smooth on PS5 Pro, 60 FPS, and nice graphics. The only thing that's kind of strange with the gameplay, I honestly forgot what I was even going to say. Anyways, gameplay is, oh yeah, I remember now. Even with the PS5 Pro, you can't get a solid 60 FPS with this game at 4K mode, and I think that is just absurd. It's like I spent all that money in the PS5 Pro and I can't handle a game at 4K 60. That's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. So that's stupid, but there's a lot of graphics modes, which is cool. The gameplay is enjoyable. You have a lot of weapons you can use. You have sword, spear. You got the 2 blade weapons, you got gauntlets, and I'm sure there'll be more to come as the game goes on. You can level their proficiency up. They all have their own abilities. This is a different part of the combat where you have abilities you can use, certain abilities with certain weapons. You have like a meter, so you got abilities you can use with each weapon, which is interesting. You have horses in the game that can be leveled up, which is pretty cool. They can dash into enemies. The game is relatively challenging, not so, I would say it's more challenging than some of the recent games. Like a lot of the enemy officers, they can't just be stunned all the time. They have like some defense shields that have to be blocked down, and then you can attack them fully. So the enemy officers are challenging for sure. So you have some challenge in the game. Enemy models look good. The gameplay is really fun. And I like the abilities you can use with each weapon to get the proficiency up. You have a skill tree, you can upgrade your stats. You have like certain things you can equip that give you more health or more defense. You have like temporary items you can use on the battlefield as well. You also have a companion system where certain characters from the original cast are with you, and once the meter fills up, you can play as them temporarily, which I'm a little mixed on that. Like, it's cool, we can at least play as them, but I don't know why they couldn't just, because it is kind of like Samurai Warriors 4. You have 2 characters. Like, why not just make it like SW4, where I can swap between the 2 anytime I want? I don't understand that. Like, I had Guan Yu as a companion, which he's pretty cool in this game. Gameplay-wise, he's a damn monster. And I can only play as him for a little bit, So, I mean, like, it's like on one hand, it's cool they're doing something different, but there are times I'm playing this game where I'm like, man, I wish I could just play as these characters, because they do some cool shit with some of the characters in this game. But I do like the gameplay overall. That's all I can think of saying so far for the gameplay. You have like a bird vision you can use, where you can see certain stuff on the battlefield. For like sorcery stuff you got to take care of. And sometimes you can team up with officers and peons and charge into a big army, which is pretty cool. So that covers the gameplay. Now, story-wise, I am enjoying the story so far. I mean, it's the Three Kingdoms storyline we all know. You know, you start with Yellow Turban, Dong Zhuo, then the three armies and all that stuff. But it's a good story so far. What I like about the story, and I'm going to talk about the characters as well in this game, is that I like how the characters are more in depth. Like, you get to spend way more time with Zheng Jiao, and I like this version of Zheng Jiao. He's more serious. He looks really cool. You kind of get stuff from his point of view, which is cool. There's DLC for this game where you get to side with the other characters, which I look forward to getting at playing that, because that'll be really cool. But I like this version of Zheng Jiao. I like that we get to see more of him. I really like how this game offers more time with the characters. I think that's really nice, because you didn't really get that a lot in the older games, you know. I also really like what they did with Dong Zhuo in this game. He's very ruthless in this game. Very different kind of Dong Zhuo, but I do like it, you know. It's a lot better than a recent Dong Zhuo. I mean, I still really like the old Dong Zhuo from 3, 4, and 5, but this one's really cool. You know, he's all about hunting prey, and his philosophy is, you know, only the strong survive and the weak are going to die. And if they can't survive, and it's just because they weren't strong enough, you know. He's just very ruthless. You get to spend some time with him and see how he kind of operates, because, like, a lot of the characters you interact with, they have their dialogue, and you can have bonds with some of them, and you can do some objectives they give you to build your bond with them. You get items and stuff. So the bonding system. And a lot of the characters you spend time with, I think that's why they made the characters silent, so you can kind of see how the characters operate. You have dialogue you can choose, kind of like a Fallout or Elder Scrolls, which is pretty cool. But I just like that aspect of spending more time with each of the characters. You know, you got Liu Beijing, Fan Guan Yu you spend time with, you know, some with Wei. You get to see Cao Cao, his facial hair, which is different. This game has an English dub, which I'm really glad it does. Thank God it has an English dub. I hate how most of the Warriors games now don't have it. Now, the English dub, I don't think it's terrible in the game. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Some of the voices sound really good, like the one for Cao Cao and Guan Yu and stuff like that. But some of them, you know, it's just, I'm used to hearing certain voices for characters, so it's kind of off-putting. Like Sun Jian's voice, I think, could be better. You know, I'm used to how the old one sounds. Xiahou Yuan's, I feel like it isn't as gruff or gritty as the old one is. I just think a lot of the voices, you know, they could have picked maybe different actors, but it's not a terrible dub. It's just kind of middle of the road, I would say. That's how I feel about it so far. But yeah, graphics are great. Game looks great. Music's pretty cool. Like I said, gameplay's solid. I like the whole character thing. And, you know, you walk around this world and you're huge and everything's like small, but it's not when you go into battle or go into your inn. You have like an inn system. You go into like your home where you have like, you can look back at records and stories you've done and like cutscenes, and that's where you do all your equipment stuff, and you can save, and you get letters from certain characters and gifts. There are like these radiant missions in the game where it's like you go fight bandits or you go fight pirates, and it kind of brings the chaos down in certain areas. Now, these battles I'm mixed on. Like, it's a way to level up and do some of the objectives. Some of them are kind of different, but I'm not super into them because they're just radiant missions. There's infinite amount of them. They just happen over and over and over again, and they're repetitive. It's basically just like, if I had to say one weakness of Dynasty Warriors Origins so far, or one thing I'm not completely sold on, is those little side missions, because it's just go here, take over this base, or kill all these enemies, and it's the same looking area, the same thing over and over and over and over again. And there's an infinite amount of them, so they can't really be completed, really. I only do them when I need to level up or when I need to do objectives, but I try not to do them too much because it just gets repetitive and I like to do other stuff. But those are in there. Not horrible, but I think they could have did those differently or did something else with them. You know, like, I don't know. But what else can I say about the game? I mean, yeah, I mean, overall, there's nothing else I can really think of saying so far. I'm on chapter 2. I did the stage with Dong Zhuo. But overall, I am enjoying Dynasty Warriors Origins, and it has been... But yeah, overall, I have been enjoying Dynasty Warriors Origins. It has been a really fun game, and I look forward to playing more of it. I look forward to eventually getting the DLC and, you know, getting the Platinum Trophy for this. It's been an awesome game. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this game, but I am liking it so far. I think it's, you know, I think one of the reasons I could digest this more with us not playing as the original cast is we have the Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster coming out, so at least they're giving us that if we want that experience again to play as the old cast. And, you know, but yeah, that's all I gotta say in this video. Peace out.